churches are pretty strong usually, but.
Missouri Synod.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can go after that.
yeah.
And then you just go, go in and make a speech to the group and get and clipboard every person walking out. I mean, just don't let a person walk by you without getting their name. And it should be name, phone number, email address, okay? Like,
Right.
and I'm dead serious. Name, phone number, email address. If you don't put phone number in the middle, you're not gonna get the phone number. But if you put it in the middle, you'll get it. It's so simple.
You gotta have a place to bring them
What do you mean you have a place to bring
for a
it?
meeting.
Local library.
Public, I was gonna say, a public
No
library.
way.
Why not?
Not the Amesbury or Salisbury,
Why not?
because they won't let you.
Why?
They can't.
It's
If
a
they,
public.
give me that phone call any day. That's
Call
a,
it something else, that's what we do.
right. Call it a human rights meeting.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah.
feel free to call this a human rights thing all day long.
Yeah, you
Fundamentally, that's what it
gotta
says.
just change the names.
Change the name?
Yeah, you say,
Or
All right.
you have a large.
no, you just tell them, say, this is our subgroup. This is the human rights.
Change the name.
Yeah,
All right.
just change the name of the group that's meeting.
Don't say
Hey.
pro-life.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah, don't say pro-life. I mean, that's the fundamental thing here. Is just get around it however you have to. Or, I mean,
At the library.
I often say it's human rights because for me, from my perspective, this is a human rights issue.
is.
We're not recognizing,
And a
and for
civil right,
Obama,
too.
it's great. We're not recognizing basic civil rights from the moment of creation. Like, he's the first result of the civil rights movement that completely rejects, or he's the first presidential result of the civil rights movement and completely rejects the civil rights of an entire class of people.
Yeah.
How ironic. How ridiculous.
That affects.
Like, and that's what that's what we ran at Notre Dame, because we kept running into people going, but it's the culmination of the civil rights movement, the first president. And it was like, really? You think this is the end of the civil rights movement? Really? You don't think there's a group of people out there? You're Catholic. You have been trained this. Even if you weren't taught it properly, apparently. So, okay, first meeting. Let's talk afterwards. I would love to, I'll come up and help you. I think it'd be fun. I would love to engage that problem.
You're on.
All right. Okay, so we've got people at the first meeting. What do you want to do with them? What are the goals for a community group in a chapter in Worcester? Yes. What are your goals?
One of the goals is to get a group together that's organized so we can accomplish some things.
That's a big
Whatever it may
thing.
be, whether it's have a petition drive, whether it's go and lobby our legislators.
You're going to need a plan to accomplish your vision. That's the fundamental thing.
That's right.
Okay.
That might be a good plan.
Yes. Elect a candidate. That's a
Elect
great.
a pro-life candidate.
But this is the problem that most groups run into.
Yeah.
They run into one of two problems. Either you get a charismatic leader in there that can run the organization and is excited and passionate and get some people together, but then has a problem that he or she is not capable of delegating beyond his or her inner core. So you end up with a top person, 5 or 6 people around them that are effective, but fundamentally it's just that charismatic leader doing almost everything. And then you get, right? Yeah.
You're looking at me.
And then you end up with, and it's hard to delegate on the fly. It's really difficult to sit down and go, this is the plan and this is how I can get you engaged. So,
Maybe you have to do like an inventory first to see what they like to do.
No.
Because some people don't like to call on the phone, other people don't like to.
yeah, I know. And that's too bad for them. But really, it's got to be a pursuit of the vision over I completely agree with what you're saying. You do have to sit down and do the inventory, but you first have to understand what the steps are that are going to get you to your mission, because that'll inform who you need to recruit and how you're going to go about recruiting. If you need a webmaster, well, you need to get on Facebook. If you need somebody that's in parishes, well, then you've got to find that one Lutheran Missouri Synod church and go recruit that person that hopefully is connected to other conservative religious people in the area.
Yeah, we were trying to raise money to take the CCD kids into Boston in the pro-life fund. So
That's great.
Yeah.
But okay, so what are the other goals for a community organization? How about getting Planned Parenthood out of public schools?
Whoa. That's the best.
I mean, you're getting evil at its root. What they found, there was a Oregon study done by Planned Parenthood that said that if we can get into public schools and teach children about sex education before the age of 13, when they don't naturally start engaging in sexual thoughts, we will disrupt the connection between parents and children. So that the ideological education that you would normally get from your parents will be destroyed. Because parents aren't willing to talk to an 11, 10, 8-year-old about sex. They recognize something against natural law in that situation. But if Planned Parenthood can start doing sex ed that early, then what happens is boys become sexually excited too early, and girls start feeling weird. Girls start feeling like they're left out because they haven't engaged in sexual thoughts yet. So to catch up, they will start doing that. So to start getting the attention, they'll start doing that. And it's always, what?
Is that written down somewhere?
Yes, the Oregon
All
study.
of that?
Yeah, the Planned Parenthood Oregon report. It was a team from Oregon sent over to Europe.
Oregon?
Oregon, yes.
Yeah.
It was a team from Oregon sent over to Europe to study why they've been so effective in Europe. So, I mean, yes, get Planned Parenthood out of your town, like defund Planned Parenthood.
Just an aside on that. When it was noted that abortions are declining, a reporter asked Alan Guttmacher, how are you going to handle this with abortions declining? And he said, we'll get them through sex education in the schools.
Yep,
Director of Planned Parenthood.
yep.
And Massachusetts is under great threat because that's a strong proposal to mandate sex education. Yeah.
And if you can't do either one of those, what about a CPC? What about a pregnancy center, getting them funding? What's ridiculous to me is that we haven't done this more effectively. I think that the number one means for attacking Planned Parenthood and winning this would be to develop an effective organization of a national CPC franchise. I mean, there's CareNet and whatnot, but they're not fundamentally interested in capitalism. And I understand that they're there to serve women, but if we had an industry that was serving women and a CPC and getting government grants, it would be radically different as far as lobbying. You'd all of a sudden you have, Planned Parenthood on one side and an industry of CPC on the other side. It'd be amazing. And why not? Because what is Planned Parenthood? They provide horrible customer service. They leave most of their clients wounded and abused. They, if you watch the videos, they're ripe for the picking at this point in time. A friend out in California is doing these videos of the statutory rape. And I mean, it's so easy to get Planned Parenthood, even on just bad customer service, and just on or lying about Medicare and gouging the government of millions of dollars. It would be one of the easiest political arguments. I'm not saying it would be easy. I'm just saying it's one of the easier political arguments we have to convince people that we should at least fund another organization. That Planned Parenthood fundamentally doesn't have the interests of the mother, the state, or the city in its interest.
It's a business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say that for a chapter organization, the goal ought to be, how do we get 80% of people within the town to agree with it? All human beings have basic human rights from creation. And I know I'm sure for a lot of you that just sounds ridiculous. Like, how would we ever accomplish that? But it's been accomplished in the other direction. At some point in time, most people living in Massachusetts supported and recognized basic human rights from the moment of creation. So the question for us is not a matter of, is it impossible? Because we know it's possible. We know that the ideological conversion happened one way. The only trick is getting it to go back the other way. I ran out the numbers the other day, actually, for how many people we have to convert per year. If we assume that we have 7,500 people currently supporting us, currently activists in this country, and we have 90 million people already kind of on our side in general. Any guesses as to how many people each activist has to convert per year to being an activist? 7,500 currently, and we've got 90 million people just kind of ideologically kind of just floating on our side. But each activist has to convert 1.6 people per year to being an activist in order for us to win in 11 years. Because it's exponential, right? 1.6 plus 1 times 1.6 and 1.6 and 1.6, you win. 11 years. But the